Nityananda, Nityananda Deva, Nityananda.
Relax. You can open your eyes. How spontaneously you all entered into Shivoham proves the process is happening so successfully. I did not give any instruction. All of you sat. What is supposed to happen has just happened. You are coming to the space of Sahaja Samadhi now, constantly being in the space of Shivoham. Shiva, Shiva.
Nityananda, Nityananda Deva, Nityananda, Nityananda Deva, Nityananda, Nityananda Deva, Nityananda, Nityananda Deva, Nityananda,
Mahadeva, let your Kundalini be awakened. Let everyone's Kundalini here be awakened. Shivoham, let the sound and lines in every biomemory be aligned here. Let all the sounds recorded in everyone's biomemory be aligned. Let all the lines recorded in everyone's biomemory here be aligned.
மனம் நினைக்கும் போது உன்னை துதிக்கும் போது என் அருகில் வந்து நிற்கும் குருநாதா. மனம் நினைக்கும் போது உன்னை துதிக்கும் போது என் அருகில் வந்து நிற்கும் குருநாதா.
Shivoham. Relax. Slowly, very slowly, you can open your eyes. I just want you guys to understand. Somebody asked me in the energy darshan, Swamiji, I can't understand. How will you put Shiva in us? See, actually, your consciousness is Shiva. It is the covering of your biomemory and muscle memory. Because of its chaos, that muscle memory and biomemory is not allowing that Shiva's qualities to radiate through you. That chaos is, see, that muscle memory and biomemory, the basic material is light and sound. It is like what is the basic material of this wall? Wood. Like that covering, that muscle memory, biomemory, the basic material of that wall is light and sound. So I am melting that light and sound. Means the source material I am burning. When I am burning the source material, it starts getting aligned. That is why you start radiating that original state of Shivoham. So understand, it is like I am removing the obstacles. I am not bringing somewhere the water from somewhere. Already dam is there. I am just opening so that it can flow. Huge water reservoir is there. You built a dam. Your muscle memory and biomemory. That I am just poking holes in right places. So that your the light sound can be aligned. That combination can be aligned. I can see that today that whole group is getting engulfed with that silence of Shivoham. How many of you feel even you don't know what is going on in you and you are something is going on. Great, enjoy.
Swamiji,
Go ahead.
I am experiencing unbelievable heat.
Mm.
And the water is pouring down my back and my neck and my arms. Is that, is it hot in here to you guys, or is
No,
it just...
it is not. See, I am not sweating. And it's not that on my head straight there is some AC. No. Your muscle memory and biomemory is getting overwhelmed. Or I can say taken over by that Shivoham experience.
The other thing is there's a part of my brain that's right here that feels like it's raining.
Frontal lobe, good.
And there are the triangles are all there again, and there is a lot of movement, and it's like I feel like I'm supposed to do something with them, but I'm just...
No, you don't need to do anything. They will all align now by themselves. You will see all they themselves will start getting aligned. See, it is like I am working on your source sound and source line, ma. So when I am working on your source sound and source line, they all will start aligning.
Swamiji, yeah. This was my day before yesterday. I had this experience. When I see a person, I'm becoming that person. My face, whole body is becoming that person. And I'm a little bit scared. Where am I?
No, the scriptures give this description. Before entering into the Para Tattva, whoever you see, you will feel they are you, you are them.
Yes.
It is usual.
So
you are on the right track.
Okay. Thank you, Swamiji.
Swamiji, yesterday when going to the market, I think there's still feeling a sense of happy or blissful, but it's more when I'm quiet, like not doing much, I feel it's coming back. But this morning I feel there's some kind of like pain in the stomach area, and just now I feel it's starting to melt.
Good.
But I feel there's a lot of pressure in the head area, and I think there's also some thought about incompletion that I think is still hanging around.
Swamiji. So 2 days ago, something happened to me, which has happened to me when I was younger, several times. So I was lying in my bed, and I was halfway falling asleep. Suddenly I saw your face flash, and then my whole body froze. And then I kind of went to that sleep state where I can perceive what's around me, but my body, I can't move my body. And whenever this happens, I hear people talking, laughing, and clapping, and all kinds of sounds. And when I try to force myself to wake up,
It's a glimpse of Satori, the outer body experience, OBE.
And the voices.
It is good, don't worry. Because you asked few days before the energy session, it's happening now.
Thanks so much.
Swamiji?
You said only if it happens I can believe, so it is happening. Don't be afraid, allow it to happen. And you don't have to push yourself into the body at that time. Just relax and enjoy. Now I told this word, now next time when it happens you will remember this word and you will relax.
Swamiji, I seem to be very restless today, kind of anxious and like jumping in my skin. Yeah. It's kind of
okay.
opposite.
It's okay.
Nityananda Swamiji. So you said the Shivoham experience is the consciousness is inside, and then the biomemory and the muscle memory is outside, and you're melting it to the base unit. So where is the question of uniqueness in each one of us, Swamiji? So
when I am melting the base unit, it will only get aligned, it is not going to disappear. So each one of you will have your own unique decision and will. Your will is not getting burned, don't worry, understand. You have a complete freedom, as I said. You have a complete freedom to decide whether you want to express your Shivoham as a CEO or a driver or a Mahant or whatever way you want to express your Shivoham, you are free to do that. Yes. So the intensity is my gift. Expressing is your decision.
Swamiji, I have a big confusion between what is muscle memory, biomemory, and what is sanskara.
Muscle memory is like everyday action. And morning at this time you wake up. And then you feel like going to bathroom. You feel like brushing, then taking bath, then cup of tea, food. All this is muscle memory. Biomemory is when you are in danger, like if you put your hand in the electricity by mistake, and if your hand falls on fire, how you respond. All this, when the adrenaline is released in your system, the response you do, involuntary,
is biomemory.
And sometimes even the big decisions about life you will take. So that involuntary decision movement, with even the involuntary word is not completely right. I can say that adrenaline release making you make the decision. All that is biomemory. Samskara is the general word for both. You can call muscle memory also as samskara, biomemory also as samskara. Here I am using two separate words to give you the more detail and clarity. That's it.
Because in your guaranteed solutions, you had explained the samskara also in a similar way. In the
samskara
old
is like a traditional word used in the Upanishads, so I use that word. Now I am using these two words, that's all.
It's the same thing.
Yes, same. Even Vasana is same, karma is same. Karma, Vasana, samskara, pattern, all this boils down to these two only.
Swamiji, what's the difference between enlightenment and Shivoham experience?
It is one and the same, just different branding name, that's all.
Okay, thank
you. See, the full enlightenment and full Shivoham is one and the same.
Thank you. And I have one more question. 2 days ago, when we were doing the process, I went through this peace experience, but afterwards I was like going deeper down, and then I experienced like huge self-denial about absolutely everything, even your existence and this everything what you are doing.
Right. That's the right experience.
Yeah, but then was like, is that self-denial actually stopping human being in expressing way, isn't it?
It is just SDHD, nothing else. See, this whole program is nothing but removing your SDHD. That is why I am not asking your mind's help. The moment I ask your mind's help, it will again play with me with SDHD.
Thank you.
Swamiji, so I'm getting some vintage film footage of my past, and what is that?
That is good.
It's good.
Burning,
yes,
completion.
Okay.
Swamiji, I'll just sit and causelessly feel the inner joy, just savor my inner space. And I just can sit there for a long time, just really thoroughly enjoy the feeling. Then, causelessly, that experience also fades. Why the fading?
No, it doesn't fade. You try to overtake as your usual normal self, which I'll fade it by more and more, that's all.
And my second question is, I want to understand a little bit about energization. I notice in the gallery there's a Mercury Shiva Lingam. Could you explain what that is? And also, if there's any special precautions we have to take in handling it?
It is made out of mercury. Whatever is available in the galleria, there has been chemical is also used in this to solidify. But usually when we put it in the temple, we don't use chemical, just by energy we solidify. So these lingas are solidified using chemical also and energized so that it can radiate the energy for quite a long time.
Are there precautions that we have to use in handling mercury?
Yes, you have to be very carefully handling. If you touch this, you can't touch any edibles without washing the hand. For chemical reason and for spiritual reason, both way, you have to handle it very carefully. You can't drop by mistake. All that has to be very careful.
Swami, yesterday during the morning satsang, you had mentioned about breaking the egg open from outside and inside, which it's a repeat.
Yes.
Before that only I tried outside. So I want to complain, Swamiji.
Don't worry, I'll break it from inside.
Thank you, Swami.
See, Now I am going to reveal some of my visions to you guys. The last session, means last process, I saw clearly. All over the world, all the major rivers, bank of the rivers, huge groups sitting, and each one of you are sitting and radiating my Shivoham experience. I am seeing, I saw like each one of you are the spark from this fire. Each one of you are sitting and radiating this to thousands of people. Like each one of you guys are sitting as a center, and thousands are sitting around you and catching this Shivoham experience. And especially all the major rivers of the planet Earth. I saw in the Ganga, Nile, Brahmaputra, all those banks of rivers. And I saw I was sitting in Biddi. I saw that Dakshinamurti was in the south side of the Biddi banyan tree. Now he is actually this side. We are planning to move him exactly behind the tree, south side. Means behind him the tree will be there. He will be facing south. He is now facing south, but behind him the tree is not. The tree is little front. So he was sitting, and below I was sitting. And I saw that the connection, like a flight route. All the beings were connected all over the world. The Shivoham was happening. That's the way Mahadeva is awakening the cosmic Kundalini. So I know for sure some of you guys may take up this responsibility in this birth itself. Some of you, if you don't take up, avoid, you will come back, and in some other birth at least, you will fulfill this responsibility. So intelligent are those who take it up immediately. That's all. What I wanted to say, I said it.
Swamiji, not sure whether it was in the first process or second process, but I had a vision. It was the whole Biddi banyan tree I could see. And I was sitting in the middle of it with silhouette figure again, and sitting there like with the Jyoti that is there in the bottom, that was there over here, Anandagandha. And then suddenly, I think you said Shivoham or Mahadeva, something you said, I could hear your voice very powerfully, like a strong light shaft, yellow golden beam, you just like landed into the center of it, and like light sparks just bursted through every side, and I could see very clearly that the so-called image, identity, whatever I hold, it all just shattered. And right now when I went for the break, I could feel the difference now itself. So, thank you.
Swamiji, in the during the first process, Ashwat saw like thin shaft of light. It was shining like anything. Then suddenly Ashwat opened his eyes and then saw like some hexagonal sphere around you, and one by one all the hexagons were opening, and some blue energy was coming from inside the sphere from you. Then it like the blue energy filled the whole hall and suddenly disappeared. And again when blue energy was coming one by one in all our Anahata chakras, Swamiji.
Tatast. Good. The kids are able to catch the glimpse of whatever is happening as it is. Good. Yes.
Yes, Swamiji. I read in a text that there are 4 stages of Shivoham or enlightenment.
Don't worry about those stages.
Okay.
Yeah, Swamiji, in the last session you said we have to live a luxurious simplicity life. So how to attain and how to live the luxurious simplicity life?
Knowing that you are Shiva and radiating from that. You see, luxurious simplicity, let me give you this example. I am enjoying this big chair, golden throne. If it is not there, I won't even bother. Even if I sit on an ordinary rock, it will be so graceful that I will be so comfortable with that, and that is so comfortable with me. It is so graceful.
Yes, Swamiji, but from daily life, how to come out from all those small means we need?
I think you don't even have to plan to come out. Just remember that you are Mahadeva, Shiva, operate from that cognition. Will Mahadeva be bothered about whether this is there or not? Will Mahadeva be bothered about sitting on a stone or a throne? That's all.
Thank you, Swamiji.
He will radiate his grace and powerfulness. Simple. What Mahadeva will do in this place?
So you want us to live out this vision of us sitting by the rivers and radiating. So how can we do that? Do we just pick somewhere and go?
No, you will become Mahant. I'll do everything.
Okay.
I'll gather the people, I'll gather the place, I'll make the tree, I'll make the riverbed.
And I have one other...
Just get the bigger mala, that's all.
Okay. One other question. At all the temples we go, I see the symbolism of the churning of the Milky Ocean.
Yes.
What does that have to do
That
with...
was very, very, very important. The cosmic symbol of the enlightenment process.
So that's what we're doing now?
Yes, that is what exactly we are doing.
Nice, thank you.
I have spoken about it elaborately.
Yeah, I remember one YouTube video I need to watch.
Swamiji, as you said in today's satsang that we tend to forget we are Mahadeva. That is what is happening, Swamiji, with me. So what is the solution for that?
Remember, that's all.
Swamiji, I have noticed some people wearing the safety pins and keys to the Yajñopavitam. Does it affect the energy flow?
No problem. You should chant Gayatri, that's all, every day, if you have that sacred thread.
But Swamiji, the whole societal law is absolutely, the other way around. That they talk about morality, not robbing, not stealing, not cheating. There are all kinds of laws protect you from that. But there's no law which says don't make the other fellow suffer. It's exactly opposite.
Because I don't see any consciousness behind the whys of these laws.
Okay. Then don't these process of cheating or robbing somebody, if it doesn't produce any suffering in the other person, does it produce a pattern in you, incompletion in you, and that binds you in any case?
Yes.
So
that is true.
That
suffering is there.
That suffering is there within you. Getting into the guilt, but then guilt is also society created. Because a lot of...
No. Here, when the other person suffers, you suffer, so you stop giving suffering to other person. This is natural law.
Correct.
But because the other person has been given suffering by you, you hold on to that and continue to suffer, is the society's lesson. But with that, you don't stop even giving suffering to others. See, the guilt does not need to come for your transformation, but when society believes guilt is required for your transformation, you stop with guilt without transforming.
I didn't get that.
See, for example, the one tortures the other, and this one just can understand, I have tortured, and stop torturing. This is the natural course. But the society teaches, no, only if you are guilty, feeling guilt that you tortured, you will stop torturing. When that turn is taken, this fellow, when he starts feeling guilty, the guilt has a power to break you into like a schizophrenia. You will start moving to the extreme of anger and guilt. Anger and guilt. Anger and guilt, you will not stop torturing the next person.
He'll keep further torturing you. But
because in the guilt, you lose power over you. You become powerless. A powerless mind can always be taken for a ride to the extremes.
Okay.
You're getting what I am saying?
Yeah.
Guilty person will never be non-violent. The person who feels a deep guilt will never be non-violent. He will be torturing because he loses power over himself.
So he is helpless.
In that helplessness, he will have the extremist mood swings. One side he will have the extreme anger to the other person, other side extreme self-denial. If there is for example, if your pet has run around in the house and pulled few toys, few cooking material and dirtied, you should get a maid and clean it. Not that you will get the elephant and, hey, come on, clean. If the elephant enters the house, what will happen? That will be more mess than the mess done by pet. You doing some mistake is a pet doing, your dog doing some mistake. But you calling the guilt to clean the mess up is like a calling the elephant to clean the mess created by your pet dog. You understand? That's all.
And little further, Swami, you also explain that stealing or robbing doesn't get recorded if the other person does not suffer.
Yes.
Now in this case, the person who has done the stealing or robbing and enriched himself, what they call is the unjust enrichment in the law. Now in that situation, the guy who's robbing somebody, the other fellow is not suffering. Cosmically it's not recorded. But then
nothing happens.
But then if he is not creating incompletion with himself when he is doing it, or if he is not feeling guilty,
no. Because society has already taught him, he may create incompletions. And that incompletion can cause suffering.
He will create incompletion within himself when he is cheating
and that
someone.
Can cause suffering.
To himself.
To himself.
That will cause suffering to himself. So that is also a self-supporting mechanism there.
Yes. That is society's created thing only.
Society is created. But what if he doesn't feel guilty? You know, there are a lot of people who cheat and rob.
Then no problem.
who keep collecting billions and they don't feel guilty about it. They say there's a way to do it.
That's all. Then they leave, that's all. Cosmically they will not have punishment. That's all I can say.
Yeah, but is it then the guilt is always societal induced?
Yes.
So
guilt is always societal.
That means that the whole process of value education, you are making them more incomplete in a way. Because the guy who's been robbing millions and billions, and they're very clear fundamentally that there's nothing wrong in doing this. You know, this is the way it is. So one is cosmically, it's not getting recorded till millions are not suffering by it. Secondly, he does not have a concept.
But the value education I will call only as a person whose consciousness is awakened. Not this just don't steal, don't rob, can never be the value education. Society thing is different. What I call as value education is totally different. I won't call this as a value education.
The giving of suffering is recorded and punished, but we are the source of our reality. So the suffering is actually we give to ourselves. So
that gets recorded finally into your biomemory.
So if other people saying something or doing something and we experience suffering, that's actually we cause the suffering and that's get punished.
Yes.
No matter whether the other person is intentionally saying something or unconsciously saying something.
No, if you have been part of his real suffering, you will have to suffer.
So if someone saying something...
If he acts as if he is suffering, then you don't get suffering.
Sorry, can you say again? I didn't...
If he acts, if he puts up a drama that as if he is suffering, you don't get suffering. But if he really suffered and you are responsible, you suffer.
Swamiji, I know my parents are deeply suffering because of the choice I've made to travel the spiritual path.
No,
will I get the karma
will not
for that?
bring any karma to you, don't worry.
Okay, Swamiji.
Because it is because of your individual freedom, what you are living, If they are creating suffering, it is their freedom to create suffering. So it cannot affect you.
Swamiji, so getting a bit of a mixed understanding here, but so when you intend something for a person, a good thing for a person, you said the other day that whether or not the person suffer, it's not, you don't accumulate the karma because your intention was a good intention, right? But you said, of course, the mercy killing is totally wrong because you don't know what's happening there. But so, does it mean that what is good and what is wrong then? Because what is good for you and what is wrong for you might be good for the others. What is good for you might be bad for the others. So, can we safely say...
That is why I am saying, the question you are asking generalized, I cannot give a legal opinion.
Okay,
see, I am answering to you guys like a cosmic lawyer. So if I have to give a legal opinion, give me specific instance.
Okay, for example, your parents once, this is example you gave before, Swamiji. Your parents, mom wants you to become a doctor. Your dad wants you to become a teacher, for example. But you want to become a painter.
I think what you want to become should be can be done.
Okay.
That's all. Others too, just because they want you to do something and you cannot, if they suffer, that cannot come to you.
Understand. So there's no generalization actually in any situation.
You can't have generalization. The consciousness need to be applied every moment.
Right.
Applying consciousness and living your life is dharmic life.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. See, taking back the topic of conscious changes, the best classic example would be the modern Hindu architect. Most of the revolutionaries try to change it by guiltiness. So that's why still we are facing, it's, as you said, it's pendulum between fear and guilty. So the best and foremost best changes would be changing on the conscious level.
Yes.
For example, taking it to the
Advaitic. You see, bringing the Advaitic understanding based life will be the powerful reformation or powerful new way of architecting Hinduism.
Exactly. And so as per the law, all the citizens are same, but in consciously they are unique.
Yes.
Yeah. So the whole law of India, probably it's more on a societal basis.
It's completely societal based. The cosmic law is totally different and country law is totally different.
Yeah. So conscious
country law is country law. You see, for example, then as per the country law, if you live, it is not that you are going to be without getting disease and you are going to live immortally. No. But as per the cosmic law, if you live, you are going to live immortally. You understand?
So cosmic laws are better, or conscious change is better than any of these laws.
So naturally, but as long as we are in that country, we follow the country law, that's all.
So my concept of God and Chinese concept of God seems to be without personality. Yin and yang, positive and negative, that's it. So much we
So
talk
you understood? You understood God completely by that concept?
No.
Then why do you want to bother about it? Drop. I am saying, listen. Because what I am saying I understood and I am experiencing it. Clear?
I understand.
So one of the powers that I was manifesting was wanting to read the Akashic records. What does that look like when it's actually possible? Like, how do you do it?
It appears like a letters in front of your eyes.
So actually physically in front will be gold letters. Okay. Thank you.
Swamiji right here.
Yes.
So far I've heard a couple of statements fall into the following. One statement is, if we cause suffering in others intentionally, it's cosmically recorded, there's karma, and we will be enjoying the fruits of that karma.
Actually, when I say cosmically, I can even say much better word. In your own biomemory, it gets recorded.
Okay. Then there's another statement that was introduced, which is, when someone takes actions on us, we also participate by embracing guilt and causing suffering within us. And we also enjoy the fruits of that karma. So there's feedback between those two actions.
Listen. The second one you are saying is different.
Yes, I'm saying, what is the relationship? Let's give an example. in a relationship, let's say one partner intentionally tries to hurt the other partner and causes suffering. The other partner...
Then that person who causes suffering suffers. And here, how much ever your other calculations were also agreeing for that person to cause suffering. You see, in the relationship, one partner is able to cause suffering because you also have some other calculation.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. We also choose to embrace guilt. We make calculations. So we're also creating suffering for ourselves. So both are generating karma.
So in this situation, this is the thing. But it's like when somebody is walking in the street and somebody goes and cuts the head. In that kind of a situation, it is the guy who does aggressive. He gets the whole thing.
Got it. Okay.
I had the same question, a little bit more. That means we are governed by two laws. One is the cosmic law and another is the karmic or the law incompletions which we create, which are stored within us and then
No, not two laws. Both are actually one law only. Same only. There is no two law.
That's also the cosmic.
That is also cosmic law only. A natural law of life is cosmic law, dharma.
Then the guilt-induced incompletions which we have, they are not recorded in
that is our own only.
That is our own. And they also get recorded.
Then that get recorded in muscle memory.
Muscle memory.
That's all. It doesn't get recorded into your biomemory, into your the luggage which you are going to carry with you.
That doesn't go.
That doesn't go.
That doesn't go.
Like socially, if you many superficial things, it doesn't go with you in your biomemory.
Okay, so what goes is mainly the cosmic violence and suffering caused. The other things get burnt out.
Just die down here. See, when the wealth you accumulate, somebody accumulates here wealth by robbing. The wealth doesn't go. Why will that karma go? You understand? That's all.
Okay.
If the karma is going to go to the next janma, then let his bank balance also go.
Okay.
So,
I have a question about the whole process that we're doing and a perspective, and I just want to kind of check in with you on this and like to understand the history of everything. And I've read in the past a lot of books by Carlos Castaneda, and I recently read one from 2002 about the power of silence. And he talked about the technology that was used by the indigenous Mexicans on getting people back to the space of silence. And he described how a long time ago there was a period where knowledge was transmitted without language. And you mentioned this 2 days ago as well, that the Mahadeva Yantra came from that time. So I'm wondering did this knowledge descend on the planet all over at the same time, or did it all come from South India and then spread? How did this knowledge...
Please understand, it is not from South India or anywhere. It was the whole thing was and is available cosmically. The rishis who were in that area of Ganges civilization between the Ganga and Sindhu, the Sindhu river and Ganga, in that area, those human beings first started in the deep silence, started getting downloads, and they started revealing. That's all. So those days up to Australia, the whole thing was one plate, one area. So there was no separate thing like in North India or South India. The area between Ganga and Sindhu, it was a large area covered up to Sri Lanka, a little lower than Sri Lanka. Sindhu was flowing that much because it was all land, and Ganga was flowing that much because it was all land. So between these two places, that area, the human beings downloaded it and they started teaching. That is what we call Vedic civilization. That's all.
So basically,
and they started spreading all over the world and settling and creating civilizations. The Kapila went and settled in California. That is what is Kapilaranya became California. So like that there are many records. Angirasa went and settled in Mexico. And Narada went and settled in Seattle. Seattle area was developed by Narada. That's why there's falls, Narada Falls. The primitive people have named a falls as Narada Falls. Any of you have seen that? Near Mount Rainier. There is a Narada Falls where they say that they have seen the Hindu sage with veena, musical string instrument coming again and again. So they call it, so all these rishis have gone and settled in different places and created civilization.
Since you
Like how
mentioned-
I expect, today morning I had a vision, all of you will be in one river banks and radiating Shivoham to thousands of people, that's all.
Now that you mentioned that, I want to ask, there's all these legends about Mount Shasta in California. Is there any, did the rishis also make it there?
I feel that there was some rishi made it there.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Karma accumulated by physical pain, I can understand, but mental suffering, it could be because of a wrong cognition of the other person.
That is what I am saying. How much you are responsible, that much only you get. How much the other person responsible, he gets that much.
Yeah, but the other person is suffering because of wrong cognition also affects you because you feel guilty or frustrated or, so how do we address that? Because you are going in the vicious cycle.
So you will have to decide to complete and complete the other person also. Take the responsibility, that's all.
So in that case, any SDHT gets recorded cosmically as a karma?
I don't want to say it gets recorded as a karma. It gets recorded as a kind of a temporary karma. So once you complete, it goes away. Erasable karma. Returnable goods.
Nithyanandam Swamiji. So now that we're erasing our biomemory and muscle memory, in the future...
Much of your karmas will be burned down, boiled down. Much of your karmas will lose its power over you.
Okay, so as far as new SDHD and how we handle, how we
I think,
process...
you see, the process I am doing is such that you may not be able to get SDHD that easily unless you really, really pray for it, and that is the way you decide to express your Shivoham. Because so much of awareness and consciousness I am rekindling in your system. By a normal life you will not get it. But if you decide that is the way you will express your Shivoham, no one can interfere.
Please bless me to not be...
Tatast.
Thank you.
Tatast.
This process with the burning of the biomemory, we're going to be not having emotions eventually, like...
No. But I can say that you will not be having powerlessness. Emotions are so beautiful many times. Don't you see how sweetly I express when it comes out as devotion? Even my eyes will be enjoying.
But I'm just referring to the Prataksha Pada Puja. It says the Satguru who is beyond emotions.
See, please understand, when I said the word emotion, the devotion, and that emotions don't exist in me, ordinary emotions, I express only as devotion. The emotion gets transformed as devotion. The emotion which makes you powerlessness is emotion. Emotion which keeps you always powerful is devotion. Okay. When I said I meant devotion.
Thank you.
And emotions are not bad as long as it can be transformed as devotion.
So the rishis downloaded all this amazing information. Where was that coming from?
It was available in the cosmos as a knowledge.
Not like created by any one being. It was just there. It wasn't.
Yes.
It didn't come from any one.
There was no one individual who transmitted. That is why Vedas are told Apaurushya, means unwritten by any man. Even Mahadeva is not the author of Vedas. He only sat as a bridge to transmit that silence into, download that silence into rishis so that they can receive that knowledge and transfer it.
So was it from Akashic records or is it
Yes,
something
it is
else?
Akashic records.
Cool.
Mahadeva sat just showering those Akashic records on all the rishis. He himself is not even author.
So there's no like source of it, it just is.
It is cosmic source.
Cool.
In Hinduism, even Mahadeva is not considered as the author of Vedas. It is Apaurushya. Means not by any Purusha, not by any source.
Swamiji, what is predestined and where do we have options?
First I say, raise your leg, you raise one leg. That is your freedom. Because of that, you can't raise the other leg. That is your bondage, predestined. You raised one leg. That is your freedom. Because of that freedom, you took one choice which does not allow you to go for other choices, becomes predestined. So life starts with freedom. The choices you make can continue to keep you free or can bind you.
Swamiji.
So, according to astrology, they say like this person has this age.
Don't bother much about it. No, there are some things are true in astrology, but it has taken to a different level now and don't worry. Next.
This morning we had the recorded discourse. So you said that you'll be addressing money, power, and some. Is that part of what we're doing as well?
All my satsangs are now. Even now, you can ask. You can ask any question related to money, power, love, sex. You are free to ask. I'll answer. Yes.
Nithyanandam Swamiji. Swamiji, we saw that video about cosmic truths about death. So I have one question related to it. So when a person dies in an accident, you said that the person gets a comfortable launch till the time of the death is there. So if the time of the death was not there, then why did the person die in the accident?
The natural course of death is different and this accident death is different. Natural course of death of your body only is almost arrived, not even concluded. You have a freedom.
So when the person dies in an accident, did the person choose?
No. First of all, the death time itself is not fixed, as I said. You see, based on your organs preparation, when your organs are prepared, it is kind of, this many years it will function. And then after that, it's your freedom. You can make it function well and elongate it, or get into some accident and die much before it. So that exhaustion time is there for that muscle memories to die, to get diluted. Till that period, for example, somebody assumes the body to average live around something like 60. You can work such a way and do yoga and all that and make it into 200, or in 40 itself get into some accident and die. That's 20. You get a launch.
And Swamiji,
it is not that definitely predestined. It is the rough idea only is destined. It's like from here, if you throw the arrow, you know the distance it will go. Like that only it is destined.
And then Swamiji, when we do Maheshwar Puja for such a person, then the personal launch time is...
I push that person. You see, if that person has is luggage, the luggage weight I reduce it such a way that he is able to move, go ahead immediately, the further journey. If he wants, he can accept the liberation. That's all I am doing it. If it is within 13 days and all, I can guarantee that cut the U-Haul service will be cut and the person will be liberated.
And if it is after like 10 years or so?
I can reduce this luggage and release him from the load of karma.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Too many of my thoughts are around money.
See, if too much of your thoughts are on money, then you must be having deep incompletions with money, which you need to take the responsibility. It will disappear.
I think most of them disappeared in order to get here.
That's great, that's all. The remaining will also disappear.
Okay.
Relax.
The babies which are taking birth with major developmental abnormality, is it related to their karmas of the past
Yes,
birth?
that is their karmas. Because there is no aggression from outside now.
Swami, you said rishis went over other locations on the planet and there was civilization when they went?
No. They went and created.
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 Thank you, Swami.